Hello again, everybody. Welcome back in this video. I want to talk to you about another set of the patch notes that were released here in the Forerunner server. And in this case, I just want to emphasize the gear portion of this. There will be modifications that are going to be allowed in our gear. And this is the one thing that excites me about RPG games, especially when we're able to farm our gear and go get the different pieces that we need to make that gear better. This is something that I've been expecting watcherofrealms to finally introduce, because a lot of the other gacha games that I play have some similar mechanic to this. So we shouldn't perceive this as a bad thing. This is just going to allow us to evolve the game a little bit more, right? Make our gear much better, much stronger, so we can have an easier time clearing some of the content that the developers have recently been releasing into the game. Now, there is an argument to be made that the developers might have put the cart before the horse here in this manner, but hey, at least we're getting some type of gear enhancement feature. And this is something that we've speculated about for a long time, not only here in Forerunners, but in wars going on. It's just, we've been waiting. How can we make our gear stronger? And this is exactly how this is going to play out, and is going to be coming into the game. Not only is the gear going to be enhanced or available to be enhanced by collecting a series of gems, and I'll show you this here in a minute, but our artifacts are also going to be able to be augmented. So if we, for some reason, have an artifact that is falling short, maybe this will allow us to boost it up a little bit, and now we can use it a little bit more effectively into the game. So before I go into that, because in addition to that, we have here Malriks Hall of Illusion, and we're given a massive crystal, right? These are the crystals that are going to be farmable in gear rate, and I can show you that really quick. But essentially what we're going to do is we put it in here, and essentially then it generates the map that we're going to go farm. It's essentially what's going to happen. And then based on the gem that we put in here, we're going to be able to farm either one of these chests. So here is the Empyrean Trouble, where we can get legendary shards, legendary crystal shards, hammer shards, and of course the big one, the one that we want possibly, is because it's going to have a lot of the gems. There it is, the Augmentation gem that we could possibly get a drop from this. So perfect. All right, so we have a system now where we can come and farm. Now in the update 2, what I noticed was that indeed, so here, first I went into gear dungeons and I started to look to see if there's anything in here regarding the augmentation stuff. No, that's not it. That'll remain as it is. But if I came here to something like gear rate 3, that's where we're starting to see, look, these are the keystone random trial keystones that we're going to need to go and then farm the trial that we want to farm. So we're given one for us to try out. All right, now here is the Forerunner account. This is something that we have to be patient about, because one of the things that will happen is that as soon as I use this and I start the run, that's it. Don't quit, okay? You cannot quit, because if you quit, you pretty much end the run and you just collect the rewards that you were able to accrue from that run. So you got to make sure you're ready for that. Now, here's the thing though. We can go mess around with this in the test server. So there, we are going to at least be able to afford the possibility to screw this up a little bit. But one of the things that at least that I can show you here, and unfortunately I actually started to look to see if they drop any of these gems into the mailbox here, and unfortunately they did not. And that is going to kind of limit the showcase of this, but at least you can kind of get an idea of what is coming. Now, given that this is coming, I would slow down your farming a little bit. You know, just do the necessity to collect rewards, or at least, you know, try to get some points in the Brave Conquest. But, you know, just, you know, save it, because once this is released into the global server, you're going to want to go ham and try to collect those keystones to do the trials, and then try to get as many of these gems that you can. All right, let me start up here at the top. This is now how the interface is going to look. So you can see here the plus sign. You're going to be able to select the gear that you want to modify. Here we go. Maybe this was a bad example because it's already a variant. Let's pick a non-variant. There we go. perfect. So here is the Ancient Infernal gear. So here is going to give you the options of the materials that you can use to enhance your gear. So you can see anything that you cannot use, it'll get blocked out, okay? Or grayed out, I should say. All right, so we're not going to refine it, but if we had the option here with the Dark Fold Gem Enhancement, it says here we can enhance the primary attribute of Mythic gear, okay? So then if we look at here, this is a critical damage main piece. So then it says that we can enhance it anywhere between 2 and 6%. Now, assuming that this works like this refining crystal, I would imagine that you can use as many of these gemstones that you want on it to try to get the better main start, the better boost, right? So maybe it rolls a 2, you get another opportunity, you get enroll a 4. Now, because I can't try it, I can't tell you that you can only roll it once. I hope that it isn't. I hope that it's flexible, because if you just want to have that one piece and you want to hammer as many of the materials to make it the best piece, that should be an option. So I hope that they didn't lock us out with that. Then the other one here you can see is the transmutation piece. Now, the reason that I did kind of target on this one as well is because I had already picked speed. Okay, so you can see here the speed with the refining, the regular refining one here. So this one I already selected. Now, here is the thing, because I did that with that one, now I cannot change any of the other stats. Okay, so we're fixed. Once I picked with the refining crystal, I picked the substat that I'm going to modify. That is the only one that I can come here with the transmutation gem and modify. All right, that's not, I don't like that part of it. But if you haven't messed around with any other of the pieces, go do that. All right, so then let's say we have another piece here and I wanted to change the rage region to flat attack. I can come in here, change that, and then if I wanted to improve the attack feature, then I go and use my refining crystal to try to boost that, if that is how you want to pick that. All right, so be very careful on how you manage this. Okay, so it's not a perfect system, but at least they're giving us something to improve our gear. All right, so now here are the other two that we have available to us. Is going to be the Evolution Gem Enhancement. So this will allow us to transform a T1 gear to a T2 or a T3 set. So that's exactly what I'm going to go look for here. And at least from what I'm understanding with this, so let's pick this one. Now we know that this one can be changed to Infernal Roar already. But if we decide to do a gem, so in this case here, it says that it'll pick one at random, right? So it can be Infernal Roar, Ageless, Soulbond, Hell's Lament, or Cataclysm. So in this one, if you, for example, want another Cataclysm piece, or you're lacking one and you want to gamble, this is the part you can come in. But you are then restricted to that one. Now, let me change that to something else because I'm curious. So let me pick something that we know. So here, Glacier. Let's do a Glacier. What are the options here? So we come in here and then we look, and it says it can be changed to an Unshaken or a Temper Wheel piece. Again, it picks them randomly. You're not going to be able to choose. So again, it's a gamble. So just you're gonna have to plan accordingly if that is the case. I think with this is already a T3. Let me go see if I have any other. There we go. Asclepius. Let's see what this one would do. If we do, let me see here in Evolution, then it would be Morale, Invigoration, or Wing of Grace. Makes sense, right? But we already know that we can enhance this to an Invigoration. That's exactly how that Evolution gem is going to work. Okay, now here in this, let's do the variant one. So we want a weapon, something preferably that hasn't been modified. So let's pick that one. And as you can see here, at least I have something to try. Thank you. So in this one, we're going to modify this, and it gives 300 attack. Perfect. We keep it. And now it's a variant piece that we can keep, but then it gets locked out. So we cannot change that variant modifier anymore. All right. It's fixed. So we are at the mercy of the RNG gods for that. So that's exactly what that entails there. Okay, so here now I am with the artifacts, and we can discuss as to how we're going to be able to enhance this. So there is two thoughts that I'm having about this, and I am hoping that for one of these enhancements or augmentations, as you say, we're able to select it, all right? Or we're going to have multiple chances of doing it, and I'm going to tell you why I'm a little bit worried. I don't think the developers restricted it, but I am a little bit worried if they did. Okay, so with the common augmentation here, you can see that we're going from anywhere to 50 to 1600 with the HP, 25 to 480 with the attack. If we get an advanced augmentation crystal, or gem, I should say, we're going to be able to then boost this up to 4000 for the HP, 1200 for the attack. So you can see this a bigger boost. Now for the runic augmentation, we're going to be able to add a third attribute to this. Now here's my concern regarding this. I'm hoping that we're able to re-roll it. So let's say the first time we come in, especially with this piece here, which ideally I'm going to say we want attack bonus on it. We're going to come in here and we have the opportunity to get attack bonus, but look at this. We can get all this other stuff too. Now, attack speed wouldn't be bad. Maybe rage region wouldn't be bad, depending on the content, depending on the hero that you're taking it. If you want to add crit rate to this, perfect. It actually frees up our weapon maybe, because we have so many of these weapons that have attack bonus, crit damage, attack speed, right? Maybe finally we can use them because we're able to complement this with the crit rate. Ideally, we want an attack bonus, but for let's just say, for discussion's sake, that this was fully leveled to 25. We don't get the random attribute that we're looking for, and then it gets locked up. Bummer, right? We already invested all of our mitros, all of the extra copies of that artifact. I'm hoping, cross my fingers, that the developers actually allow us to try to augment this to the substat that we are hoping for. And continuously, if we decide to invest all our runic augmentations here, that eventually, we can just go ham on it until we get the subset that we want. And unfortunately, I can't test this because the developers did not add this resource to the test server yet. But that is the only thing that I would warn you about. So since I'm here in the test server, the other thing that I want to try, and the final thing that I want to try, because they did give us one free try here, is to do a run in the Malriks Hall of Illusions. So let's do that. Let me try doing that here. And so it says, once a battle begins, it cannot be restarting. Enemy matter will trigger immediate settlement. Okay, fine. So now it looks like we can pick whatever heroes we want. Doesn't look like I have a lot of gear heroes, but if we come here, we're gonna have 4 exit. We're gonna have 2 cores. It looks like it's common enemies that we see. They're just probably going to come at us in the swarms. All right, so let's hope, for simplicity's sake, that I have a lot of the heroes that I'm going to need gear. So it looks like King Hars's gear and Brokur's gear. I think we can get away with 2 tanks, right? Let me finish the gearing and then we'll be right back. Here we go. So I picked up a set of heroes here. We're going to go and cross my fingers and see what happens, but I'm assuming that it's going to be an intense wave when it comes to this. So remember, we cannot quit, otherwise it will settle right away. So here comes wave number 1. We're already coming in with a 62 cost. So we have a platform here, platform here, platform here. All right, so let's start here, and then I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna come down here, and let me do that. Okay. And let's see if we get hit. Here we go. All right. So they don't look tough yet, but I'm assuming it's going to get toughened up. So here we go. All right. Okay. So it says that we already have 1 chest. So that's how that's working. And okay, that's fine. Oh, let me put Valkyra down here. Let's start easing things out a little bit. All right, there they come. So what I'm gonna do, yeah, extends out. All right, there we go. We'll do that. And let me see what else comes out before I place any other ones, because we only have the 1 platform here unit. right? So the waves are coming a little bit more intense. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Morrigan up here. I can always deploy her back if I need to. We do have talent that we can put as a ground unit. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is all with crack gear, right? So now let's see what this fellow does. So he looks like he has increased defense here. Okay, there we go. All right, we were able to melt it. So I don't think they made this too difficult, at least for the first gem. I actually get a little bit harder as we go, or like in the other keystones, I should say. In the other keystones, I think things might be a little bit harder. For the green one, it might actually be a little bit more tolerable. Okay, not bad. So there we go. So the waves are getting a little bit more heavy. Here come the hounds. Everything looks, at least for a stacked account, it looks simple enough. Actually, I'd be more intrigued to see what happens with the higher quality keystones. So here's one already. We got one of the chests where we can get a possible gem. So if we hit that, I'm going to go and see what we can do. All right, here we go. Nora is doing a good enough gem. We have 2 chances at a gem. Right, there's wave 4. Oh no, it looks like this top is getting overwhelmed a little bit. Come on, Morrigan. All right, here we go. Start melting things a little bit. There we go. Okay, there we go. Let's put the shield up. Perfect. AoE hitters. That's what we want. Probably for this first one. It's going to be AoE. Okay, here comes the last one. All right. Not bad. I mean, this is going to be tolerable for most people. All right, so then it gives us 2 of these and 5 of these. So again, here's our options. And again, we're hoping for... Look at that. Okay, so there we go. We get 2 augmentation gems. Now I'm going to skip this. Now, I don't know if that's going to be typical. It might have been RNG, but at least we got something. And now we can go back. Okay, so here we are back. We'll continue on with this artifact since this is the one that we're looking at. And let me see here. So the common one, here it is. All right, here we go. So let's play around with it. And we get 50 on the bottom. There we go. So that's what it picked. And that's the enhancement that we got. And it looks like if we want to, we can go at it again and increase the effect. So let's see what happens. Hey, we're in the test server. There we go. We added 430 HP. So it does look like we can continue try to boost this as much as we can to then optimize the substats of this augmentations and try to get as much as we can. So I don't think that this one will be restricted. As I said previously, we're going to be able to eventually roll the substat that we want, the desired one to go along with the type of artifact that we have. So that's how that's going to work. And I don't think I got, so I guess we're gonna have to go in here and farm for these so we can then come in and play around with the keystones to try to get more resources, right, to get our gear even better. So that's exactly what that's going to entail. That's what Malrik is doing at the camp now. And we're going to be able, so as you can see here, we're going to have 5 different levels. And right now they have the black sewer as the trial. It looks like there may be more coming. We'll see. We'll be looking forward to that. But that's what we can hope to do with our accounts. Now that this nice little feature has been introduced into the game. There you go, folks. As again, conserve some of your energy to make sure that when this rolls out in the global server, you can go in there and try to get as many keystones as you want, and then come and visit Malrik to farm some of the augmentations or the enhancement gems that are going to be needed to make our gear much better. Thank you all very much for tuning and watching. I will see you all on the next one.